So, if you want to make money with selling antiques or paintings, as I am doing, I can tell you a little bit about myself and how my business is developing. It started initially as a hobby, not with the intention to make any money, but I soon find out that after a while I could make money with selling antiques. So the first thing you will have to do, you will have to be passionate about the items you're going to buy, because if you're not behind the product you are trying to sell, then it will be difficult to present the product and sell it to another customer, because in the end the public will notice if you're not really behind the items you are buying and you're trying to sell, then it will be difficult to have a successful business. So I'm now a professional dealer for 10 years. But I started 15 years ago. First 5 years was as a hobby. And I used to make a living with an investor with some other business, but that business failed. And then I decided just to go on with my antiques hobby, and I never looked back. It's the best decision I ever made, because basically now I'm making a living with my hobby. So what else do you want? So I'm standing now in my which is a room in my house. So some of the items I'm selling are displayed here, as you can see. So you will have to, of course, buy some items before you can make any money. I sell most of the items. I sell them online, and that's how I started. In Holland, where I live, there's a website called Marketplace. I sell my items over there. I also sell them on an auction website called Katowiki, which is a pretty big auction website. Started in Holland, and I was auctioning worldwide paintings and antiques. And I'm also selling on antique markets, some flea markets, and that's a little bit in detail how I make my sales. Some people visit my house if they see the items online. They come to me. Also, of course, have my own website, antiquesforever.nl. You can visit it if you want to buy some items from me. So the main thing first is to get some knowledge about the antiques, because if you don't know anything about your products, or you don't know what is a good item and how to sell it and what it's worth, then it will be difficult to make a living about it. I'll show you some of the items I'm selling here. This is a little René Lalique vase. I will get in more detail about some of my items later. So as you can see, I buy many small items which are easy to ship, because if you have to ship a large painting or a large sculpture, that will be difficult. I've got some more larger pieces in other rooms and paintings in other rooms, and I can show you in a later time. So the first thing you have to do is to gain some knowledge, because as I explained before, if you don't have any knowledge about the items, then it will be difficult to get the right purchase price, because you need to buy the items as low as possible, and of course then you need to make a profit. So you need to know what it's worth. Another show you is my photo tent. It's probably a square meter high and wide. This is where I make photographs of all my paintings, and I got some simple lighting. These are just very cheap lighting you can buy at any store for about 30, 40 euros or dollars. It's probably roughly the same. So this is where I make my photos. I always pay a lot of attention quality of the photos and the description of the items. I will show you that later. So we'll go downstairs, because this is the upstairs of my house. And like I said, I'm visiting myself, of course, flea markets and mostly antique markets where I buy my items. So we're now in my living room. Show you a little bit around. Here's some sculptures. That's my fish tank, by the way. This is a lovely Art Nouveau sculpture. Clocks. This is an amazing sculpture of a dog in bronze. Here's a large 17th century sculpture from Spain. So different items. I have items that are very cheap, and I've got some very expensive items. Also a lot of paintings. I can show you them later. So in the end, what you have to do is gain some knowledge about the antiques. Of course, you can watch the whole programs here in Europe. I watch BBC. I learn a lot of it and get some knowledge. Took me, I think, about 5 years before I had enough knowledge about the antiques to make a serious business. In the beginning, I only made mistakes and I only made losses. I was lucky in the beginning. I bought a fan at a local flea market for around 10 euros, and I sold it for 180 euros. So that was a good beginning. I thought I knew it all, but in the end, I lost tens of thousands of euros in buying the wrong items and thus losing a lot of money. So this is in short my story. I'll get in more details later, and thank you for listening.